Welcome to episode 67 of our series on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. On today's show, we're going to investigate the origins of 8 more Appalachian and Southern surnames. One of them is almost exclusively associated with the Tuscarora and Lumbee people, so stick around to find out which one. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. Number 1, Gin or Gin. I must admit that when I received this request, I thought that the first people named Gin were makers of the Dutch alcoholic beverage gin. You might find this interesting. The drink gin goes back to the 16th century. It was made from juniper berries, but is it the source of the surname? My research led me to understand that gin is a shortened version of McGinn, which was derived from the Irish Gaelic Mc something or another. In its original form, it was a patronymic from the personal name Fhinn, which means fair or white. Henry Harrison agrees with the origin and says that in the United Kingdom at least, it was given to a person who worked with engines. While this surname is scattered about the Isles, it has an Irish origin. Number 2, Tallman. The sound of names can be deceiving. At first glance, I thought that Tallman was given to a person who was long and lanky. If you'll recall, England's King Edward I was nicknamed Longshanks, and the original people in the Long clan were so named because they were tall. As it turns out, Tallman had to do with a person being obedient, willing, and on time. I suppose it'd be kind of like Buford Pusser and Walking Tall. The first bearers of Tallman were in England between 1066 and 1499. They were socially proper folk who were willingly obedient and prompt. At the end of the day, I reckon we should call Tallman a Middle English surname. Number 3, Stooksbury. When I was in junior high school, I had a health and PE teacher named Mrs. Stooksbury. She was a special lady with a heart for students, very inspirational. So when I received this request, I was more than happy to cover it. Like the Pillsbury Doughboy, it's not unusual for English names to have the suffix "berry" tacked on to the end. According to the Dictionary of American Family Names, Stooksbury is a habitational name for a place called Stockbury in County Kent, England. You might find this interesting. Well, then again, you might not, as one person last week wrote, episode 66, nothing to see here. Oh well. At any rate, Kent was heavily settled by Scandinavian people called the Jutes in the 5th century. They came from what is today northern Denmark or Jutland, the Jutland Peninsula. You might note that they arrived at about the same time as the Angles, Frisians, and Saxons. I'm more than confident that Stooksbury is derived from an English habitational surname. Number 4, Kyker or Keicher. We've arrived at number 4 today, and it's our first German surname for this episode. Kyker is a German occupational name for a pastry cook. I didn't find it among the traditional surnames of any other countries, so I'm confident that Kyker is a German surname. Number 5, Ailor or Aylor. According to sources, nearly all the Aylor folk in the United States of America reside in Tennessee. However, using phonics, which works for me, Aylor can also be spelled A-Y-L-O-R. In this case, it's an Americanized form of the German name Öhler or Ehler. In Germany, the name was given to someone who produced or sold culinary oils or soap. I'm more than confident that Aylor is an Americanized surname that originated in Germany. Number 6, Weaver. One of my 3 maternal first cousins married a fellow named Weaver. So if you're watching Velvet, this one's for you. Beyond my family connection, I'm reminded of good old Dennis Weaver, the Joplin, Missouri native who went on to have success in Hollywood, on shows like Gunsmoke and McCloud. He was also in a scary movie in which he was chased by a guy in a semi-truck. The chase scenes evoked a edge-of-your-seat reaction among viewers. Well, it did for me anyway. It was filmed out west in the rugged and remote mountains with steep drop-offs and sharp curves. If you're wearing clothes right now, you've experienced the skill set of at least one weaver. That's right, the name Weaver was originally given to an English person who weaved cloth. I couldn't find the surname among any of the traditional families of Ireland or Scotland or Wales. So I'm confident that Weaver is an occupational name from jolly old England. Number 7, Whitehead. I recently did a video titled, Are the People of Southern Appalachia Unique? In that video I talked about hair and eye color. True blondes make up less than 2% of the world's population, but more than 65% of the people in Scandinavia and Baltic countries have blonde hair. Blonde hair is less common in Britain and Ireland, so it's not surprising then that someone from those lands with really light hair was called Whitehead. Kids were called towheads and cotton tops. While it's an old English surname, it's been in the Scottish record since 1300, and it's also found in Ireland. At the end of the day, I think that you'll need a paper trail to find the origin of your line of Whitehead. Number 8, Oxendine. This surname is almost an American original, but alas, it's based on English place names Oxendine and Oxenden, which in either case means Valley of the Oxen. The surname is seldom found in Britain or Ireland today. Interestingly though, it's associated with the Lumbee and Tuscarora and Lumbee Indians of eastern North America, especially North Carolina. If you have this surname in your family tree, do a DNA test to see if you really have Native American genes to confirm your connection. But please note that the criteria for membership in federally recognized tribes varies from tribe to tribe, and many white and black people would love to get membership in one of them. If you think you qualify for membership based on the Oxendine surname, or any others for that matter, and DNA, reach out to one of those tribes to determine what else is needed to join. Be forewarned though, it's not like going to a family reunion, because you will not be the first person to seek membership among a people who are well aware of their existing families and communities. Well folks, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you got something meaningful out of it. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, may the good Lord bless and keep you. May He make His face shine on you and give you peace. Bye-bye.